Will this year's Golden Globes be as chaotic as they are every single year? Probably. Let's talk about it. What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get down to brass tacks here. Okay, today we're going to predict the Golden Globe Awards, which are taking place on the evening of January 10th. We're in January. That's crazy. Here's what I'm going to do in this video. Since I'm a member of the voting body for the film category of the Critics' Choice Awards, I'm going to focus on the movies when it comes to the Golden Globes, not predicting television because I haven't seen all of the nominees in the television space. That's not fair. Who's it not fair to? I don't know, but I haven't seen them, so I feel like I shouldn't be voting for them. But for the movies, I have seen all of the movies. Every single one. And of course, it's the Golden Globes. It's not your normal awards show, so we're going to get a little spicy with today's predictions and see how it pays off. I'm going to tell you what should win, going to tell you what will win, and if you're here and you enjoy these videos, the best way to support this channel is by dropping that like down below and leaving a comment. What's the craziest thing that's going to happen at the Golden Globe Awards? Do you care? That's the question. We're going to start with Best Original Song. This is a category where I'm going to play it safe. We have a lot of good nominees here. The surprise for me was Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing, but obviously with the Golden Globes, they're going to go big, celebrity-centric, songs that are grand and more interesting, and that's what I believe at least most of these nominees are, especially when you look at a song like Not To from RRR, which is actually my pick for what should win this category. And this is one, if I wanted to go a little more out there, and not that it's impossible, I think this has the second best odds to win, that being Not To, but Lady Gaga is the big, kind of the hot name here, and obviously you have Rihanna and Taylor Swift, but I feel like Gaga, she's been in good with the Golden Globes lately, and it just feels like the fact that she's singing this song, it was in Top Gun Maverick, which was that movie that I think could make some noise at the Golden Globes, that's going to end up being my pick for what will win. You know, part of me really wants to go in Not To's direction. That's the one I'm going to be rooting for. But I do believe this is a category where they're going to play it a bit more safe and go with the favorite, maybe even come Oscar season. And that's definitely Hold My Hand. Best Original Score, some massive names, and I think some great scores. I feel like Pinocchio is one. The more I listen to that score, the more I appreciate it. Big names like John Williams and Hildur, who did a wonderful job with Women Talking, but for this category, since Justin Hurwitz has won, I believe, 2 Golden Globes at this point, that would be 2 within the last 8 to 9 years, and if he wins this one, that will be 3 within 10 years, so he's kind of becoming that Golden Globes favorite, and for me, it's the score that is the most score. There are many different instruments at play with this score. Each piece feels distinctly different from the last, and they fit those individual scenes, but you listen to the score on its own, which I have just a bit, and it feels big, bold, bombastic. It is the most of any of these other scores, especially when you look at The Fabelmans, and I know it's John Williams. I appreciated The Fabelmans score because of the subtlety. The score for Babylon is the opposite of subtle. It's really good, and for me, it would probably be the one that I would pick out of all of these, so I'm going, that should win, and I believe that will win, and it's the one I'm most confident probably out of all of these categories. Best Screenplay. This is a classic case of we're going to spread the love here because the 2 frontrunners, and they have been the 2 frontrunners for quite some time, don't know if that's going to be the case at the Oscars, but the Golden Globes didn't really seem to favor Women Talking this year, so I have a feeling that's not going to win this category. To me, it comes down to Everything Everywhere All at Once or The Banshees of Inisherin, 2 of the best screenplays of the year. But I look at both of those, and I see the screenplay for Banshees just being a bit tighter, and that doesn't necessarily make it better. We know how crazy Everything Everywhere All at Once is as a movie, but I said spread the love. I'm going to predict Everything Everywhere for other categories later on in this video, and I feel as if Banshees has to win something. If it's going to win something, go with what is obvious, and that is McDonagh's best screenplay in quite some time, and I feel like this has a great chance to win, so I'm going Banshees will win, Banshees should win. I slightly prefer it to Everything Everywhere. Is it the better movie overall? It's tough. It really is. Next up, non-English language best motion picture. So your front runner for the Oscars here at this point. I think Decision to Leave has kind of went down a lot of people's lists, especially after the BAFTAs. I mean, All Quiet on the Western Front getting numerous. I believe the most nominations for any movie at the BAFTAs. And not that that affects the Golden Globes, but at the same time, that's industry people. That should get people talking a bit more when it comes to the Oscars. Could All Quiet slide into Best Picture? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Decision to Leave is out. All Quiet, that would be my choice. What should win? I think it's one of the best movies of the year. I feel like Golden Globes in this case, they're going to go for big, original, and for a movie that's not eligible for an international feature nomination at the Oscars. That is RRR. And I loved RRR. I do slightly prefer All Quiet on the Western Front, but I think this would be a great choice. I think this is what they're going to go with. It got a few other nominations, so that's kind of leading me to believe that they could go with the movie that would make a lot of people happy if it ended up winning. Best Motion Picture Animated. All I have seen lately is for your consideration content for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Here's one. Look at this. Look at that. I don't even know where I'm going to put this. They're sending out Pinocchio content and stuff and memorabilia left and right. And I feel like it's the only animated film that is doing that, but it also deserves it. It's a fantastic movie. So I have a feeling, I don't know where I'm going to put this in this Airbnb that we're staying in. I have a feeling Pinocchio is going to win. If I had to choose, two of my two favorite animated movies of the year, and you can throw Puss in Boots in there as well. I think all three movies are awesome. If I had to choose, I would probably say slightly Marcel over Pinocchio, barely over Puss in Boots, but I think all three deserve it. Pinocchio is going to get it. Best Supporting Actor. This should be the category where I look at the Golden Globes and I say, what the heck are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Why did you choose this person to win over Ke Huy Quan? Because the Golden Globes, they always choose one select category and they say, we're going to do something that nobody expected. Could supporting actor be the one? I don't think it's going to be. I think you stay on script with Ke Huy Quan. My only hesitation is I look at last year with Troy Kotsur, who was winning and winning and winning, and then didn't happen with the Golden Globes. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. That could be the case. We could have another one with Ke Huy Quan, but I believe he should win. I believe he will win. I feel as if this could be one that shocks the world, but I don't think it's going to. Best Supporting Actress. This is a toss-up, not only for the Golden Globes, but for everything, for Critics' Choice, for the BAFTAs. Who in the world can predict what's going to happen when we get into closer to that Oscar ceremony? For now, with the Golden Globes, I feel as if there's one choice that sticks out above all others, and there is one particular reason I believe they are going to go with Jamie Lee Curtis. She is my choice on who will win. The HFPA really likes Jamie Lee Curtis. She was defending them in a time when it feels like nobody else really would. And so I think that's going to resonate with a lot of voters. Now, they have added voters since then, but I still feel as if there are enough people there to have just a bit of biasness. Now, it's a great performance. If she wins, I'm not going to complain. You're not going to see me freaking out. But I just feel like there are a few things factoring in to give her an edge. If I had to choose someone here, personally, I think Carrie Condon gave overall, top to bottom, the best performance out of everyone. But do not count out Angela Bassett. I actually don't think Condon has the second best chances. I think Angela Bassett has the second best chances. And if it wasn't for that HFPA love when it comes to Jamie Lee Curtis, I would probably go with Bassett. But that's not the case. Jamie Lee Curtis. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Let's see. Who here is going to be nominated for an Oscar? Diego Calva, Daniel Craig, Adam Driver, Colin Farrell, Ralph Fiennes. It's Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell should win. Colin Farrell will win. This is... I lied earlier. This is the most obvious one. This is one you can write it down. And as crazy as the Golden Globes tend to be, I think this is so obvious that they just have to go with... Right? Right? Golden Globes? Right? This is too easy. If you screw me over on this one, I swear to God. I will say, though, Ralph Fiennes, man, it's not that I'm seeing a resurgence of some sort, but the more I think about that performance in the menu, the more I'm like, that guy should get an Oscar nomination because he was absolutely phenomenal. And if you see some other people that are being considered right now over Ralph Fiennes, I will probably be upset. I know he's not a heavy favorite to get nominated for an Oscar, but man, he's just so good. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture. You have some great performers here. Margot Robbie, Anya Taylor-Joy, Emma Thompson, Leslie Manville. This is a great group of women, but there is an obvious one that stands out, and I believe should win this award. That's Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. one of the best performances of the year. She was absolutely incredible. Is this a category where they could be like, nah, we're just going to randomly give it to Margot Robbie and surprise everyone? Well, Babylon's not the movie that's getting the love. And I don't see any of these other films, as much as I loved The Menu, I don't see these other films making any sort of splash really anywhere else. So it's the obvious choice, but I'm going with Michelle. Should win, will win. I feel like I'm going too on script this year. The Golden Globes, they don't do that. They don't roll like that. So I'm going to get some wrong, but what do I do? Best performance by an actor in a motion picture. We have some of the Oscar favorites here. Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler, Hugh Jackman, who was hyped up when the year started, and then I saw The Sun, I said, well, at least you tried. Bill Nye, Jeremy Pope. I just don't think really anyone has a shot other than Brendan and Austin. Hey, that's my name. I have a feeling that Brendan Fraser, as amazing as he is, and as much as fans are raving over his performance, myself included, so I'm going to say he should win this category, I just think Austin Butler's going to win. And I take nothing away from Butler. Butler is spectacular in Elvis, so I'm not going to be so upset when he wins, but Elvis feels like a movie, a big, bombastic, showy film that the Golden Globes are going to gravitate towards, and you're going to see that theme coming back into play as we get further down this list. But to me, Butler is the obvious choice here for the Golden Globes. I think they're going to stick to that. But don't rule out Brendan Fraser because it's such a beloved performance, not critically as much, but beloved overall. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama. Cate Blanchett, Olivia Colman, Viola Davis, Ana de Armas, and Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans. The Fabelmans is losing a lot of steam right now. The steam is running out, and it's going to be dry before it's over with. The lack of BAFTA love, just the overall vibe of what people are feeling for The Fabelmans right now, not doing great at the critical awards. It was the critical darling for quite some time, and it's like the obvious choice, right? Steven Spielberg, is that biopic, or is he going to... I think the Golden Globes could be the start, or really the continuation after the BAFTAs, of The Fabelmans beginning to trend just a little bit downhill. And so because of that, I'm going to rule out Michelle Williams. The two it's going to come down to for me, as much as I want Viola Davis to be in that conversation, Cate Blanchett and Ana de Armas. And I'm saying this, and you're going to think I'm crazy, but she got the BAFTA love over some other bigger names. She's been in the conversation as much as people do not like that movie. And I didn't despise Blonde, but I didn't like Blonde. Her performance is amazing. The movie itself, for me, was just a slog, right? But I'm telling you guys right now, the Golden Globes, they always Golden Globe. Do you remember last year? It was a bold prediction. It was a stupid prediction. It makes no sense, but I said Nicole Kidman is going to win Best Actress. From the beginning last year, I was on the Nicole Kidman train, and I said she's going to win. I went out on a limb. It paid off. Should I do that this year? Should I go out on a limb? And I even told myself, too, I didn't make enough bold predictions last year. Why didn't I do that? You know what? I should have been doing that this entire time, but like always, I get afraid and I play it safe. Well, that's not going to be the case for this category, and I even have written down that I'm going Cate Blanchett. Screw it. Screw it. If I die, I die. If I lose, at least I went out swinging, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Ana de Armas because it's the gold. This would be the 1 year. This would be the 1 year that I go out on a limb on one of these, and it's paid off the last couple of years. I've went a little crazy with it, and it's paid off. This will be the 1 year where they're like, oh, actually, we're bringing in the new voting body, and we're deciding that we're going to go chalk. And going chalk is Cate Blanchett. She is my choice on who should win. So chalk is not a bad thing. She's incredible. One of the best performances of the year. You saw Tar. You know how good she is, and that... half of me is saying they saw Tar, and they know how good she is, but then that other half of me is like, it's the Golden Globes. Am I doing the right thing? No. But who cares? I'm doing it anyway. Screw it. The heck was that? Best Director is like tearing me apart, because originally I'm like definitely going to vote Spielberg. If this was when the Golden Globes nominations first came out, I'd say Spielberg. Martin McDonagh, okay, he's going to get screenplay. Baz Luhrmann, as much as I think Elvis could be appreciated more than people think with the Golden Globes, I don't think he's going to be director. For me, it comes down to James Cameron and the Daniels. James Cameron brought us a brand new world, new technology, put good things to use, so there's a lot that goes heavily into his favor, but at the same time, if they choose one of these movies for best drama out of Avatar, Top Gun Maverick, the two big blockbusters, it just feels like it leans more in Top Gun's direction. So I'm giving Top Gun the edge over Avatar, but then I'm looking at James Cameron and saying, well, James Cameron could win for director. The Daniels are just kind of sitting there like, hey, we're going to win a lot of Golden Globes. Everything Ever All at Once. I have them winning at least 3 right now. So to not choose yet another one to go in their favor when everything else is just a hodgepodge of like, it could be Cameron, it could be McDonagh, it could be Spielberg. A lot of people, they're probably going to predict it's going to be Spielberg. I'm going with the Daniels. I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it, you got your actress, you got your supporting, you got this and that, and then it all comes down to, can it take home the big one? But right now, I'm going to say I want the Daniels to win. I think the Daniels will win, okay? And it could change tomorrow, but guess what? There's no video tomorrow. This is all you get. And that just kind of leads right into Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. And because I just talked about everything, everywhere, all at once, I'm going to continue to lean in the favor of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It will come down to that or the Banshees of Inisherin. But I think the Banshees is going to get its award with Screenplay. I think Banshees is going to be more of a contender at other awards shows. It just doesn't feel like Golden Globe is going to be the award show to choose a Banshees of Inisherin over Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Screenplay, yes, Colin Farrell, that's obvious, but movie versus movie, Everything Everywhere feels to me like the movie that's going to take it home. And no offense to Glass Onion or Babylon, I think they're out of the conversation. Triangle of Sadness could be a sneaky player here, and I would be remiss if I didn't go back to actress, or supporting actress, and talk about Dolly De Leon, who also has a little bit of a chance there. I still think it's going to go in other directions, but Everything Everywhere stands out as the movie that should win, as the movie that will win, and it's going to be close, but I think that's where they're going to go. Best Motion Picture Drama. You know where I'm going to go for should win. For the movie that I, in my heart, think that it deserves the credit out of these 5 films. Love Tar, love Avatar. I thought The Fabelmans was great. I thought Elvis was good. I'm going Top Gun Maverick as what should win, and I was going Top Gun Maverick as what will win. That's where I was at. But now, I'm thinking of the types of movies that the Golden Globes go for, and the bigger films. I even go back to something like a Bohemian Rhapsody. I go back to films that feel similar to movies like Elvis. And Elvis is Baz Luhrmann, right? It's crazy, the editing, it's over the top, all of these technical elements, they are there. It's everything you want in a movie that is big. And Elvis is a blockbuster, make no mistake, right? Top Gun's a blockbuster, Avatar's a blockbuster, but Elvis also has that biopic element to it. Baz Luhrmann directed a movie that has been the underdog throughout the entire year, and if you asked me to rank these movies in order, Elvis would be at the bottom of this list. Now, that's not a detriment on the film, but obviously I didn't like it as much as these other movies. But I'm not going based off of that. People will say, well, Austin, do you think it's Bohemian Rhapsody 2.0? In this sense, maybe, possibly. I think it has a little bit of a shot at Best Picture, the way that things are trending right now. Again, my heart wants me to go with Top Gun Maverick. It's the obvious choice here. And I also think The Fabelmans could still be in the conversation, even though it's lost a lot of steam. But I don't think I'm crazy choosing Elvis here. I just feel like Elvis is that type of movie. And if it's going to do it, it's going to do it at the Golden Globes. And this category, it's already such a toss-up anyway. I mean, Avatar could win. Or Tar. So I guess this is, in a sense, another crazy choice here, right? If this was the Critics' Choice Awards, I wouldn't touch Elvis with a 10-foot pole, but it's not. So that's where I'm at on all of these categories, and I'm feeling pretty good about my predictions. Now, if it goes the way that I want it to go, my predictions will be somewhat wrong, but that's okay. I'm curious, where are you guys going to be tomorrow night? Are you watching the Golden Globes? Are you just waiting for the results? Are you going to be coming back to this channel? Because I'm covering the Golden Globes. I'm going to be doing a reaction to every single award presented. It's not going to be live, but I'm going to post it as soon as it's over because I'm editing as we go. That's what we do on this channel. It's so much fun to do, and it's a big time in the awards season right now, so please come back here. A lot of great channels on YouTube covering this right now. So many great channels. But if you want to spend some time coming back here, supporting this video, dropping that like, all those things, man, it would mean the absolute world to me. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on January 10th with the reaction to the Golden Globes.